Welcome to Pod 4 Journal Club, where we break down the research that's really shaping our world. I mean, we're all using AI these days, right? To get things done faster, better. But here's a question. When you use AI to get a perfect score, are you actually learning anything? Well, a brand new theory called agentism is here to tackle that exact question. And honestly, it might just change everything we thought we knew about learning.
Just think about it for a second. Let's say you use an AI tool to help write an essay or solve some really complex problem. You get a flawless result. But could you really explain those core concepts from scratch, all on your own, a week later? That right there, that's the paradox we're all facing in this new world of AI.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem. It's like AI has created this huge gap, right? A gap between doing a task really well and actually learning how to do it. Just because you got a perfect score doesn't mean you've built a skill that's going to stick around for the long haul.
So we're looking at what the paper calls the AI learning paradox. The researchers behind this, Lixiang Yan and Dragan Gasiewicz, argue that to really get a handle on this, we have to admit something. Our classic, old-school theories of learning, they just don't cut it anymore.
You know, for decades, we've relied on these big theories to explain how we learn. Things like behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, and even the more recent one, connectivism. These were our bedrock. They explained everything from simple reinforcement to learning through complex social networks. But when you throw AI into the mix, suddenly, each one has this massive blind spot. And this table from the paper really breaks it down perfectly. Take behaviorism. It explains why it feels so good to use AI. You know, you get a great result, super fast, it's rewarding. But it doesn't tell us if we're actually learning or just becoming dependent. Or look at cognitivism. It explains how AI helps us offload mental work, but it doesn't tell us where the line is. You know, when does helpful offloading turn into I can't think for myself anymore? You see, each theory gives us a piece of the puzzle, but none of them can give us the whole picture.
And that gap, that's exactly what led the researchers to a big discovery, a totally new theory built from the ground up for the age of AI. They call it agentivism.
So what is agentivism? Well, it completely reframes the goal. Instead of focusing on the final product, it asks one simple question. Did your human capability grow in a lasting, durable way? The theory argues that this kind of real growth only happens when you selectively and smartly delegate tasks to AI.
Okay, and this diagram, this is really the core of the whole theory. It shows these four mechanisms that are absolutely key to turning that AI-assisted performance, you know, that perfect essay, into real, actual learning that sticks. It's not just one thing you do, it's a whole cycle.
So let's walk through it. First up is delegated agency. This is where you consciously decide what to hand over to the AI. You're the boss. Second, epistemic monitoring and verification. Fancy words, I know, but it just means you have to check the AI's work. Is it true? Is it relevant? Is it biased? You're the fact checker. Third, and this is so important, is reconstructive internalization. This means no copy pasting. You take what the AI gave you and you rework it, rephrase it, and make it your own. And finally, the real test. Transfer under reduced support. You gotta prove you learned it by trying a similar task later with less AI help or even none at all.
And this quote from the paper just nails it. A correct answer, a fluent essay, or an efficient workflow is no longer sufficient evidence that learning has occurred. Wow. I mean, that says it all, right? The proof of learning isn't what you can do with the tool, it's what you can do without it.
Okay, so where do we go from here? What's the road ahead for agentivism? Well, the authors are super clear that this is just the beginning. It's a brand new theory, and that means it opens up a ton of exciting new questions for researchers to dig into.
So here are some of the big open questions. First, how do we even measure this stuff? How can a teacher tell if someone is actually reconstructively internalizing? Then there are the boundary conditions. Does this work the same way for a total beginner versus an expert? For writing versus coding? And maybe the biggest one of all, what are the long-term effects? Years down the line, will our brains be stronger because of this? Or will some of our core skills get weaker? We just don't know yet.
All right, let's talk about the takeaway. This matters to you, to me, to everyone. Because agentivism isn't just some abstract academic idea. It's a practical roadmap. It's a user manual for how to use these amazing tools to get smarter, not just to get the work done. So here are some rules you can start using today. First, be the project manager. You frame the problem, you set the goals. Second, be the fact checker. Actively question what the AI gives you. Check it against other sources. Third, be the author. This is non-negotiable.
Don't just copy-paste. Your job is to transform the AI's output until it's in your voice with your understanding. And finally, you gotta test yourself. After using AI, try to explain the concept to a friend with less help. That's the real proof.
And the cool thing is, this isn't just good advice. It's all based on a scientific model with testable predictions. Researchers can now design actual studies to see if students who spend more time rewriting AI output really do learn more than those who just copy it. It gives us a way to prove that this stuff actually works.
So the next time you open up an AI tool, you have a choice to make. Are you just going to perform, or are you going to learn? Agentivism gives us the power to decide. We can use AI as a crutch, something to just get us through the task, or we can use it as a scaffold to build real, lasting skills for ourselves. The choice is ours.